Hey everybody, it's Sation, and I'm here for a little quick video. I have a 2008 MacBook Pro here with no hard drive and a broken GPU. So the plan is we're going to open this up, which I've already started taking out some screws, and in fact the little torque screws that would have went in there. I actually ended up just using a regular small flathead, and that actually worked, which is great. You don't need no torques. So the plan here is to put a hard drive in. I have an old hard drive, and we'll see what happens. As far as the GPU is concerned, I obviously don't have any of the equipment to reflow, but I did hear that you can disable the Nvidia GPU and I guess use the integrated like Intel GPU graphics or whatever. I'm not sure, we'll see. That's just through some NVRAM commands. So hopefully we can get a hard drive in here and then install like macOS Leopard. I have an official copy of Leopard 10.5.6. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate just the glorious array of ports we got here? You know, we got DVI, full-size Ethernet, 2 FireWire ports, USB, and then on the other side, there we go, over here, we got a what do you call express card slot, which I have populated with a USB 3 card, headphone jacks, one's microphone, one's headphone, and 2 more USB. Oh, and also there's MagSafe over there. Okay, so all the screws are out, and theoretically I just need to work my way along this edge here on doing the clips, and this whole keyboard should just be able to lift off. And there we go, that actually lifted out pretty easily, and that is the insides of a 2008 MacBook. And you can see there's a hole here, because this is where the battery would be. It's pretty neat. Your RAM, exhaust fans, there, speakers. And I assume the CPU and heatsink are on the flip side, but we don't need to get to that. There's your Wi-Fi card, that's replaceable. Pretty neat. Oh, that's your, you can see the express card. Actually, let's pop out the express card. You can see StarTech 1 port, flush mount, super speed, USB 3.0 express card, and I think this other thing is power. So what I have here is actually an Apple branded 160 gig hard drive. This came out of a 2009 Mac Mini, which I swapped. I took the SSD out of this when this died with the Nvidia GPU, and I never actually put this in. This little ribbon cable here is kind of interesting. It goes off to the motherboard, and then also has another piece coming off here, which is for the I guess the LEDs, the IR blaster and the power LED that's just on the front there. I think if I remember correctly, this would have had little screws that would have kind of went into these little rubber bits. That's what held the drive in, because right now the drive's just kind of flapping around in there. I don't have those. I don't really have anything I think that would work. So yeah, the drive is just gonna be kind of just sat in there, not really mounted. All we gotta do now is put the keyboard back on, and then pull the screws back and boot up into our Leopard installer. Okay, there you go. Keyboard just kind of slid back on, just sort of on like that, and then lay down and just kind of a little bit of wiggling to get everything in. So we just need to be able to put the screws back in, and we'll be good to go. And hopefully that NVRAM fix actually works, otherwise this will be kind of a fail. All right, here we go. Everything's screwed back in. MagSafe's in. Let's boot up from the DVD. So I already tried the NVRAM command, and it appears to have worked. It also could just be a coincidence, because occasionally this will actually start up fine, and then the GPU will die. The problem with these GPUs is basically that, look at that, it's perfect. So far anyway, put up the disk. The problem with these GPUs is that there's issues, I believe, with the solder between the actual silicon die and then the actual, the little PCB that GPU is in. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll edit in a picture here. And so that is bad. I don't know, I guess it's bad context cracking or whatever. There are like temporary fixes where you put the board in the oven, or I've seen things where people are they like cover up the entire MacBook with like a towel and then put up a, you know, like a GPU stress test or whatever, just to heat up. And those are all just kind of temporary fixes, because I don't think it'll ever get hot enough to, you know, melt the solder or whatever. I think even reflowing is still a temporary fix, just because there's a design issue with the way the board flexes under heat or something like that. I'm not an expert. This was eventually fixed in like a later revision of the actual GPU chip. In any case, I mean, I don't care enough to go and pay someone to solder in a new GPU, but I also care enough that I don't want this just to be dead. So yeah, if this fix will work, I mean, it'll disable the Nvidia GPU, but I mean, if anything, it'll just make the computer cooler and have better battery life. So it's actually probably a win. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything GPU intensive on this computer anyway. This will take a few minutes to boot up. Booting up macOS from DVD always takes forever, so I'll get back to you when this is booted. And we've booted into the macOS 10 installer, so hopefully, if we go in here and then go up to disk utility, we should be able to see and then format the drive. You can hear just how loud that drive is yelling. Open up disk utility. Okay, and there we go. I actually had this formatted as something. External storage. I am somewhat curious what is on there, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing interesting. We'll just format this. Presumably, I've already backed up everything that I would have needed. There you go, Macintosh HD, macOS Extended, journaled, and erase. Apparently I had 39 gigs of stuff on here and 102 files. Actually, you know, I'm curious what is on here. I'm gonna quit disk utility for a second here and actually bring up the terminal. Sadly, there's no Finder in the macOS installer, which is interesting. I kind of thought, you know, that makes sense, but we should be able to mount the disk and see it through the terminal. Okay, so apparently I had an Arch Linux VM on this hard drive at some point, so there you go. I think I had this attached to some SATA to USB adapter and plugged into my laptop. In any case, let's format this drive here. And erase. Cool, that's done. Awesome. Now just put out of disk utility and we go through the installation. Oh, I didn't catch it on video, but we just got the green check mark, so installation has succeeded. So it's gonna reboot here, and hopefully I can catch the little intro video that'll play here. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, there we go. And there we go. I've always loved these intro videos. I found them really awesome. So brightness is still working here, which is pretty good. And there we go. We have Mac OS successfully set up. So let's go and boot into the desktop here. And there we go. The brightness just went down a bunch for some reason. Let's turn that back up. And the first thing I want to see is we go to About This Mac. The system profiler. Let's see what this says for the GPU and if the NVRAM command actually worked. And the answer is, I guess not. To be fair, I don't actually even know if this like chipset even has like Intel HD graphics or Intel GMA. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, anyway, I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, clearly this has to be graphically accelerated. I mean, it literally says hardware accelerated. So this might have been a fluke. This GPU might just die again randomly. Who knows? But anyway, there you go. That was a quick video. Just putting a hard drive into this computer and installing macOS Leopard. Also, gotta do it. I'm a YouTuber. You gotta make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all those things. Helps the algorithm. Also, you may actually want to consider subscribing because I have a very awesome project coming up that I'm gonna make lots of content from, which involves many things, such as a CPU cooler, an SSD, and more stuff that I don't have and I'm too lazy to go over and grab. Yeah, hopefully the next video, maybe, possibly, we'll see. We're gonna be building a computer, except it's not gonna be any computer, it's gonna be a interesting mishmash of old parts, new parts, and in-between parts. It's gonna be a Q6600 Core 2 Quad build. I got a really awesome EVGA, I believe it's the N4780i for the Win Edition motherboard, which is just like super cool, has tons of ports on it, Firewire, and then that's all gonna be going. Oh, and I also got 8 gigs of OCZ Reaper DDR2, like little heat sinks on the top. It's gonna be really cool, and that's all going into a NZXT H510i. So yeah, we're gonna have like RGB LEDs. It's gonna look like a modern game PC, but on the inside, it's gonna be like a really awesome Windows XP build. I got a Quadro 4000, which is a high-end Fermi Quadro from like 2011. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting build for sure. That's gonna be a lot of content. The build, the Windows XP install, a lot of things. I mean, we got dual gigabit Ethernet on the motherboard. Oh, it's gonna be great. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that, because that's gonna be coming soon. Anyway, see you guys next time.